Children don't feel safe because a father is loud. They don't feel safe because he is intense, strict, or always in charge. Children feel safe because they know him. They know his tone when he comes home. They know his posture when something goes wrong. They know how he responds when he is tired, disappointed, or stressed. That knowing allows a child's nervous system to relax. A predictable father does not mean a boring father. It means a stable one. He does not change personalities every evening. He does not bring chaos from the outside world into the living room. He does not make his children guess what mood they are walking into. Predictability is not weakness. It is discipline. It takes discipline to regulate your emotions before you enter your home. It takes discipline to keep your voice steady when your day was heavy. It takes discipline to respond the same way today as you did yesterday. Children are constantly scanning for safety, not with words, but with instincts. And when a child knows this is the man who comes home, their body relaxes before their mind even understands why. A stable father becomes an emotional anchor, not because he explains everything, but because he shows up the same way again and again. That consistency is what builds trust, and trust is what allows children to grow without fear. Many fathers believe love is something children need to feel every day. Affection, encouragement, attention. Those things matter, but they are not the foundation. The foundation is predictability. Affection without predictability creates confusion. Warm one day, distant the next. Patient this week, explosive the following one. Children don't know which version of their father they are living with, so they stay alert. A predictable father gives something deeper than affection: emotional safety. When children know how a father will respond, they stop bracing themselves. They stop adjusting their behavior to manage his moods. They stop reading the room the moment he walks in. Instead, they relax. This is why a calm, steady presence outperforms dramatic displays of love. A father who hugs his children but erupts when stressed, teaches them love, is unstable. A father who speaks gently but withdraws when tired, teaches them connection, is conditional. Predictability teaches something else entirely. You don't need to manage me. You can just be a child. That lesson shapes how children relate to the world. Children raised around emotional consistency grow confident in relationships. They trust routines. They trust boundaries. They trust themselves. Predictability is how a father teaches regulation, without ever lecturing, by being the same man on good days and bad ones, by keeping standards steady, not emotional, by correcting behavior without changing his tone. This is quiet leadership. Children don't need a father who is exciting. They need one who is reliable, because reliability becomes the blueprint they carry into adulthood. Inconsistency inside a home does not announce itself loudly. It shows up quietly, in tension. Children may not have the language to explain it, but their bodies feel it immediately. When a father's reactions change without warning, the home becomes unpredictable. A raised voice today, silence tomorrow. Laughter one night, cold distance the next. Nothing is clearly wrong, yet nothing feels settled. This is how anxiety forms. Children begin to monitor instead of relax. They watch facial expressions. They listen for footsteps. They adjust their behavior before speaking, not because they are misbehaving, but because they are trying to stay safe. Inconsistent fathers unintentionally place emotional responsibility on children. Kids start thinking, if I act differently, maybe he'll stay calm. If I stay quiet, Maybe nothing will explode. That is too much weight for a child. A home should not require emotional strategy. When inconsistency becomes normal, children learn to stay alert instead of present. They carry that pattern into school, into friendships, into adult relationships. They grow skilled at reading moods but struggle to feel at ease. This is not caused by cruelty. Most often it is caused by an undisciplined nervous system. A father who never learned to regulate stress passes that instability forward, not through words, but through atmosphere. Consistency breaks this cycle. When reactions are steady, children stop scanning. When tone is predictable, they stop guessing. When boundaries are clear, they stop bracing. Calm returns, not because life is easy, but because leadership is stable. Children don't need a perfect father. They need a consistent one. A man becomes predictable not because life is easy, but because his inner standards do not change with circumstances. Good day or bad day, he responds from the same core. This is where discipline quietly shows itself. It is easy to be calm when things go well. It is harder to stay regulated when plans fail, money feels tight, or the body is tired. But children do not experience your intentions. They experience your patterns. If your tone changes every time stress rises, children learn that safety is temporary. If your reactions are steady even when pressure increases, children learn that stability is real. Being the same man on good days and bad days does not mean suppressing emotion. It means processing it before it spills into the home. A disciplined father pauses before speaking. He slows his breath. He lowers his voice, not to appear strong, but to remain reliable. This kind of self-regulation teaches children how to regulate themselves. They watch how you recover from a bad day. They notice whether frustration turns into blame or composure. And over time, they learn. Emotions are manageable. Stress does not have to become chaos. That lesson is not taught with lectures. It is taught with repetition. When a father remains steady through difficulty, he teaches his children that life can be hard without becoming unsafe. That is quiet strength. Predictability is not built in big moments. It is built in small, repeatable habits. Children don't remember speeches. They remember rhythms. What time you come home, how you greet them, the tone you use when correcting mistakes, the way evenings usually end. These patterns quietly teach safety. A predictable father protects his routines, not rigidly, but intentionally. He eats at similar times. He rests at similar times. He speaks to his family with a familiar cadence, not because life is mechanical, but because children thrive on rhythm. One of the most powerful habits is how a father transitions from work to home. He does not unload stress onto the first person he sees. He takes a moment, even a short one, to reset. A few slow breaths, a change of clothes, a conscious lowering of his voice. That pause is discipline. And another habit is emotional consistency. Correction sounds the same whether the mistake is small or large. Praise is calm, not exaggerated. Disappointment is expressed without threat. Children learn rules don't change with moods. And finally, presence. A predictable father is available in ordinary moments, not distracted, not rushing. 5 minutes of full attention each day does more for a child's sense of safety than occasional grand gestures. Predictability is not about control. It is about dependability. And dependability is what allows children to relax into who they are becoming. Children may not remember every word their father says, but they remember how it felt to be around him. They remember whether home felt calm or tense, whether evenings felt safe or uncertain, whether they had to brace themselves or could simply rest. A predictable father gives his children something rare in the modern world: a regulated nervous system. That gift stays. It shapes how they handle stress, how they trust others, how they build families of their own. When a father is stable, children learn that strength does not need to be loud, that authority does not need fear, that leadership can feel safe. They learn that men do not have to explode to be powerful. They do not have to withdraw to be respected. They can remain steady, even under pressure. This is the legacy of a predictable father. Not perfection, and not constant presence, but consistency. Showing up as the same man, speaking in the same tone, holding the same standards, day after day. Long after childhood ends, that stability becomes an inner voice, a sense of calm in uncertainty, a belief that problems can be handled, a confidence that home can be peaceful. Children do not ask for flawless fathers. They ask for reliable ones, and a reliable man is built quietly through discipline,